Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the second part of the original Batman serials here on the Media Files. Yep, so today we're going to be talking about the sequel series from 1949, Batman and Robin, right here on the Media Files. Welcome back. So, Batman and Robin. So this series came out in 1949, which was 4 years after the end of World War II. So joined Batman, played by this time by Robert Lowry, and Robin, played by John Duncan, as they help Commissioner Gordon, Lyle Talbot, from Glen or Glinda, I believe. I've never seen it, but this time they battle the mysterious Wizard. Yeah, that's right. The villain is called the Wizard in this series. A villainous madman who steals a top secret remote device, allowing him to control all moving vehicles in Gotham. Between the Wizard trying to destroy them and Bruce Wayne's love interest Vicky Vale, played by Jane Addams, working to uncover their identities, the dynamic duo Karen from one nail-biting cliffhanger to the next as they set out to save Gotham. So with this one, it definitely has changed a little bit. Because if you noticed, the character of Commissioner Gordon is in this one. So same disc art, except everything is all on this one disc. So once again, I think it's about 4.5 hours if you put everything together. So if you notice this time around, so now Vicky Vale has first been introduced, and we wouldn't see her again until the 1989 Batman film. However, though, they introduced Commissioner Gordon, which I forgot to mention. Excuse me. Commissioner Gordon is not in the 1943 serial. A guy by the name of Captain Arnold is the head of the police there in that series, but the guy that portrays Gordon, he's got pretty much a spot on look. If you want to take a look at as far as what he kind of looks like, that's basically what he kind of looks like from the 40s, late 50s. He's still got the mustache, he's got the sleek back hair a little bit, but he's kind of a brooding type of guy, But then you got, because he always helps Batman out by turning on the bat signal, which looks like a little TV that he literally rotates, out by his window, and somehow it manages to beam a big old bat logo right there in the sky, and it's daylight. I'm like, they can see that? Okay. But then again, you gotta remember, this is 1949. They didn't have CGI back then. They had to make do with what they had. So, this time around, it's a little cornier than the first one. You got this villain called the Wizard, which is basically a guy wearing it looks like a black, KKK type of look, as far as the robe type of thing, except it's all black and he has a black hood that goes over his head. No, it doesn't have a pointed up thing or whatever. If anybody gets offended, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make a reference point. It's kind of similar to what the white colored outfits from Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and that look is basically kind of what it is. But the funny thing is, that's just the cloak. The rest of the outfit is basically just like a black pair of pants, a belt, and a black button-up shirt, and you can see it. It's cheesy, but the thing is, it's a terrible villain. It's terrible, but it's all good cheese. I mean, that's literally what that villain is. I mean, he's got a few decent lines here and there, but like most villains, they never really do anything with the heroes. They just try to stop them. But I tell you what, though, they introduced some pretty good characters in this movie. Now, Vicky Vale, she's kind of the pain in the butt in the entire series. She's always in the way, as always, gets in the way. And so what does Batman have to do? Have to get her out of the way, save the girl, etc., 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 etc. But the fight scenes, I thought, were much more improved compared to the other series. Now, granted, the other series had some pretty good fight scenes in it. especially when the episode when Batman fights the zombies in the airplane, which would be, I believe, episode 10, Flying Spies. Yeah. But I watched this stuff when I was a kid. I watched it all the time. I mean, because, at the time, the only Batman movies that were out were these two serials, the 60s movie and the 89 movie and Batman Returns. That's it. Batman Forever wasn't around then. But I watch this stuff so much and I love it. I mean, it's absolute cheese. It's garbage. It's cheesy as hell, but I tell you what though, but some of the I thought the fight scenes were much more improved, and Robin definitely has a much better look this time around. He's still got the same kind of, it's kind of like a half and half outfit where he still has, the same, look from the first series, but his leggings are supposed to look like legs, you can tell. But instead of wearing a short, yellow cape, he's wearing a long black cloak. Yeah, big difference. Big difference. But, and the mask that he wears over his face, you can tell it looks like one of those like cheap black Zorro Halloween type mask things or whatever. So yeah, but the thing is, I do not know. And then they have this character named Professor Hamill, who basically he's like this old looking dude where he's cranky and whatever, and it's kind of an interesting take on a villain, which you may think he may be the villain, but there's a twist there, which I won't spoil if you've never seen it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's 15 chapters full of awesome, intense, cliffhanging action, like they were back in the 40s. And I thought it was a much better series than the first one. Both series have their ups and downs, but I mean, throughout the series, characters get introduced, then they just get dropped. That's pretty much kind of what happens with serials and whatnot. So, yeah, so I will leave a link in the description if I can find a video on YouTube that features all of them. I believe there's one out there. I know there is. And then also leave a link, the same link that will be used to purchase this, because it has both of them with it, will be in the same link as down in the description below. So yeah, so once again, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next update or Bat Collection overview, whatever it is I want to call it.